all salad, no meat. A lot of mustard, no meat. Amen? Y'all with me? I'm going to set the hook here in a minute. Adam heard the sound of the Lord walking in the garden, and he jumped behind the bush. Lord asked that question. Adam, where are you? And that's a rhetorical question. Let me explain. I'm going to chance it, Bruce. I'm going to chance it. But let me explain rhetorical questions. I'm sure you all know, but it's just a refresher. A rhetorical question demands no answer. As a matter of fact, you're better off just keeping your mouth shut. But I'll give you an example. You get up in the morning and you're barfing and vomiting in every receptacle you can find, and sometimes in between two receptacles. And your wife asks you, are you sick? You don't want to answer that question, but we men are often stupid and sarcastic, and we say, no, I'm on the reverse Atkins diet. I puke 3 times between meals, and I lose weight. Huh? Here's one that Bruce likes. You come down, and you're trying a new shirt that you bought, just bought. You really like it, because it's got some neat colors in it. Matter of fact, it's got a whole bunch of neat colors in it. And your wife says to you, are you going to wear that shirt? And you say, no, dear. I don't plan to wear a shirt. I just brought it down to scare the fleas off the dog, you know. And it's a good thing, you know, and we don't have to buy flea collars. I just once a month I'll wear this shirt down here and the fleas will leave, you know. I got another one for termites if you'd like me to wear that. We'll never have termites. You get the picture that you don't have to answer rhetorical questions. Now I'll throw this last one in. This was free. The husband who is always, perpetually forgetting his wife's anniversary. And my wife corrects me and said, it's our anniversary. And I say, well, why is it that I'm always the one buying the present? And she slaps me. So he said, I'm going to solve this once and for all. So he goes out and he buys a nice gift. He spends a couple $100, has it wrapped, got a ribbon on it, just the prettiest thing, and he goes and hides it in his closet. The closet, and his wife never looks at it. And so the day comes, and she says, with a slight accusation in her voice, do you know what day this is? He said, my day is here. He runs upstairs, guts in the closet, gets the package, and comes back down, hands it to his wife. And she said, no! It's trash day. You got to take out the trash. Our anniversary is not till next month, you know. Us husbands cannot win, huh? We cannot win. I was so I'm thinking about the bushes. You see, we as human beings, we're imperfect creatures. We make a lot of mistakes. Say amen. I would hate to know. I would just hate to think that I have, I would have all the answers and still got all the problems I got in life. Say amen. And I'll tell you something, folks. Pastors have as many problems you do. And one little note. You got a great pastor, Joe. I've had dinner with him a couple times, and he is a great guy. What you see is what you got, huh? And I know you realize that because you're taking care of it. Say it. Amen. But you see, we have to have our bushes because we can't go around naked. We got to have our bushes, and one of our bushes is busy, busy, busy. We're just too busy. We're too busy to do anything. We're so busy, we're too busy to even say busy. I mean, we're just busy. Amen? And then there's the blame bush. This is the political season. You know this bush. You just get beat to death with this bush every day. It's just blame, blame, blame. You know, as long as you're blaming it on somebody else, nobody's looking at you. Adam blamed it on Eve, Eve blamed it on the serpent, and the serpent didn't have a leg to stand on. All right? That's the way it is. It's this blame, blame, blame. And then it's evil marriage. You know those people who are so smart. They look down their nose at you, and you're just a double redneck. Like the two city slicker lawyers that came out of Atlanta, and they're going to sit down south, and they say, well, let's stop at this old redneck cafe and teach them some stuff. Well, there's two idiot brothers, redneck brothers, that run the cafe. And they're not real idiots. They just act like them. And so the two gentlemen from Atlanta ordered their meal. And the first one ordered said, I'll have a double stack pancakes with some of that great country sausage y'all so famous for down here in Valdosta. And I'll have some eggs. About 3 eggs over easy. And the second dignified gentleman said, I'll have the same as he's having, but eliminate the eggs. And the guy said, you said, eliminate? He said, yeah, just eliminate the eggs. And so he goes back and tells his brother to cook, and the brother's cooking and cooking. And so he brings out the first order, you know, pancakes, eggs, you know, sausage, and the guy's eating his good, but the other guy ain't got nothing. The guy said, he comes back out and he said, say that again, what you said. What's your order? He said, you know the same, he said, eliminate the eggs. 15 minutes later, he's still waiting, and the guy comes out and finally tells him, says, sorry, sir, but you can't have any breakfast because the eliminator's broken, huh? But you know the biggest bush I left out. I mean, there's other bushes like the bush of anger. You know, people get. I mean, maybe your daddy was so angry at you all the time that you didn't even get to look at him because every time you saw him, he had a belt in his hand. Huh? My daddy was like that quite a bit. You know, the toughest thing in my life when I was growing up was when my daddy told me to go out and cut my own switch. Man, that's a hard decision. Do you get a little teeny tiny one? Or do you get a log? Huh? But them switches, you know, he would take them peach switches. And he would strip off everything but those 3 leaves. Where he could play a tune with them 3 leaves. I mean, he could play a hymn if we get somebody to sing along. And it was like 2 helicopters going round and round. That's I won't charge anything except for that. But the big one, this is the one that got Jesus. The big bush that everybody is hiding behind. Listen, and you're going to know this is religion. You know people hide behind that religion bush? I mean, we got religion going on now that's going to kill us. I mean, we got the religion of peace loves us so much, if you don't like them, they'll kill you. They'll cut your head off. I mean, that's religion. We've had enough of that. Amen? They have changed our life changed the way we fly in airplanes, changed the way we go to any group or go to ball games. You got to worry about somebody killing you. Folks, Satan is alive and well. And I know where he lives, huh?
Right.
Let me tell you about a South Alabama church. A friend of mine talks about growing up in South Alabama. Little church, that's a size. Not as big as this. But in the baptismal, what they did, they cut a hole in the floor. And they had a tub there. And they would, you know, it wasn't real sophisticated. South Alabama is not very sophisticated still. Huh? And they would fill it up with water. Probably not even warm. Huh? And they didn't have a changing room. They had these little folding petitions they would put up. And on this special day, there were two people to be baptized. There was one very substantial woman. I'll leave it to you to determine how substantial she was in height versus width. And I'll leave it at that, because I get in trouble when I walk into those briar patches. And it was one little mousy man. Little guy. Well, the preacher's there in the tube. And he reaches up to get this very substantial woman, and wouldn't you know it, she slips, getting into the tub. Of course, it's only natural for her to reach up to get hold of something from slipping. Anybody want to guess what she got hold of? She got a hold of that guy's petition that he was naked behind. Didn't have a stitch of clothes on. Just completely naked. And the church is there stunned. And all he could do, there was a wicker back chair there. He grabbed a hold of it and he's hiding behind it. That's all he had. That's his bush. One of the deacons in the church thought, now's the time for me to make a decision. And he did. He ran back and turned off the light switch. Can you just imagine being in that church right then? With the laughing and the tittering and all that's going on and the snickering. Can you imagine being that guy out there behind that chair? Well, after about 5 to 10 minutes, the deacon said, well, surely he's had enough time to, get his clothes on and get, when they turned the light on, you know what he saw? That guy's still behind that chair. He ain't turning loose of his bush. You couldn't get that bush away from him with 5 handguns and a machete. He ain't turning loose of his switch. He ain't turning loose of his chair, his bush. And that's the way we are in the world today.